everyone, I'm here doing an After Laughter with Stacy Keele.
Hi everyone.
We're gonna go over a set you did 2.5 years ago.
Was it really that long?
William, I loved that. If anyone knows me, they know how much I loved that ending to his set. I'm Stacy. I'm also nervous.
Yeah!
So let's just take a minute, we can take each other in, take a couple breaths, get a feel for each other, right? All right, how does everyone feel about...
What I like about this is that it could feel slow, but I feel like we really talked to the audience and we felt that moment out.
I think that it was really important for me to build that in, because I know for myself when I get really nervous, and this is for anything like acting, auditioning, singing, I lose my breath super easily. And so taking that time on the stage to kind of engage and take that second really helped me.
About city anxieties, or as I like to call them, anxieties. I thought we were laughing.
I like the smile and that delivery because that's a sort of groaner pun, which if it's delivered a different way, could very easily get the audience to be, oh. But I like that we played with it.
Thank you. All right. A-ball, who has anxiety here? Also more of a rousing answer than I thought. Cool, but also I think that maybe it's a little higher, right? Because if I was asked that question in a large group of people, I would think, well, yes, I do. But I don't want all these strangers knowing I have anxiety. But all these people were so brave for raising their hand. But I can't raise my hand because it's too late. So, like, what do I do? Right, you feel how my brain feels most of the time.
It didn't get as the laugh maybe that we wanted to, but I like that we had the mirroring physicality, and then the physicality accelerated with the verbal part of that joke. I think that was a very good delivery of what we sort of wrote for that.
I think the time could have been a little bit better on my part.
If you could deliver it again right now, how would you deliver it?
I don't know, I think it feels a little slow.
Maybe once again we're in this sort of, I'm slightly nervous, but I'm going to make sure I don't rush. So instead I'm going to keep it a nice measured pace, which is a good instinct, I think.
There are also rule followers. If you're a rule follower, Simon says clap your hands. Thank you. I thrive on certainty, for sure. I follow all the rules unless I'm told not to. But it's really hard to follow all the rules, right? Walk. No left turn. Up escalator. Don't go breaking my heart. Stop in the name of love. You do not talk about Fight Club. What do I do? No, you don't talk about it. You are not a rule follower. I can't tell what you are. It's okay. We're moving on.
Anytime you open up the audience to respond to you, it can be a little nerve-wracking.
So, Whole Foods is in fact the worst place for both of these. Yeah, stay with me here, okay? So I'm in line. Okay, where we have to pause and talk about.
Great, so what do we think of this first 2 minutes?
I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Just so you know, we've gotten a laugh about every 5 seconds, which is really good, and the audience has laughed for about 32.5% of the time, so we're above that like 30% sort of benchmark that it equates like, yeah, this is a great set.
This. I'm in line or I'm online?
In line.
Right, we should settle this. Correct? So I'm...
Once again, the audience was very aggressively playing with you with like, in line, but you just took it like, great, okay, cool.
I really like this bit, and I also really feel like this has always bothered me a lot, the online, in-line. So the fact that the audience was so engaged in that question made me happy.
Oh, really validating. Like, it's not just me.
Yeah.
In the store, but I'm on the second floor. She's on time, but he didn't make it in time. America Online, inline skates. Right?
I like that one because the first two is like, okay, these were late, and then it's like, online, inline. It's just like...
Yeah, the absurdity of it.
Do we have any strong opinions on this, or are we all in trouble?
Oh, I forgot about that. I forgot that we had one natural one. I like that, especially like that fourth one after the 3-part tag, because the audience seems like, oh, I'm wrapping up this bit, but you managed to slide in one final in and on. I think it's great, which is why this laugh is so big right afterwards.
Strong opinions on this, or are we all in trouble? So I'm in Whole Foods.
You've been letting the audience finish their full laugh. A lot of the comedians continue their bit and they jump on before the full laugh has ended. And so their reaction timer is lower than what it could be because they swallow a lot of their own laughs. The pace that you dictated for yourself as you went in here with nerves really lended itself well to not lose any of the audience laughs. And I feel like you were very actively listening, which also helped because you're not like, okay, on the track's just gonna keep going.
And I am then face to face with one of my top anxieties. No, I shouldn't have done it again. Maybe later.
I like the joke didn't land, the callback didn't land, so we just acknowledged the reality of that situation, and then we got a sort of backup emergency joke from just like being real with the audience. I think it's a very good tactic.
The colors, the numbers, the drama. All right.
Perfect musicality. Perfect music. I love that musicality. The drama. Perfect 1, 2, 3. Love it.
The colors, the numbers, the drama. Because Whole Foods has like 26 lines. So not only am I worried that I am somehow going to mess it up, but then when I'm like 4 people deep, I'm overcome with worry that they are not going to know the rules of the line. Right? Like, what if I'm blue line and they're green line, but they think that they're blue line and not green line, and then they take the blue number, right? And then they go ahead, and what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to call them out? Am I supposed to say, hey, lady, you're actually the green line, not the blue line, get your ass back here? Or do I then take the next number, perpetuating the mess? Right? Or do I wait a full rotation for it to get back to blue? You know, all these people back here are super pissed. Right? Like, what do I do? Can I get a little help? What would you do?
Take the next one. The next one.
Oh, great answer. True story, I followed a person once. I did. I just followed them, and I stood there in my self-righteousness. And I was like, you fucked up. But I'm not going to say that right. I'm just going to stand here. You know who...
Actually, I do remember that part was improv. I didn't write that part, right? The fact that I followed the person.
Oh, gotcha. Great. That
It happened, but that wasn't originally in.
It lends itself to the audience, like, oh yeah, she's a real person in front of us. This is great. I can relate to that as well.
Yeah, I remember that feeling really organic and good.
Does have help? Trader Joe's has Trader Joe's has a line leader. Trader Joe's has a line ender. Right? Although finding them is oftentimes a feat of its own. Are they
Great, so we are at the end of our second 2-minute block. How do you feel the second 2 minutes compared to the first 2 minutes?
I think it's going well. I think it's fitting in nicely with the pace. Do you disagree?
And it doesn't matter what I think, we'll go to the numbers. Numerically, the audience has been reacting for about 42% of the time. So
Wow.
almost 10% more audience reaction. It's a really good set, I think, thus far. And it's only about to get better.
by the avocados? Are they by the halloumi? Are they by my self-esteem, which is conveniently located next to the cookie butter, which means I have to avoid eye contact?
Oh yeah, see that's an example of like we maybe could have waited for that laugh to end before continuing. It's like we're eating a piece of cake and then we're so focused on getting the next piece of cake that we let the current one we're about to put in our mouth like drop to the floor so that we can reach for the next one.
We place the third one in the basket, being like, "This isn't over me. I'm having a party. I have friends, and they're all."
Yeah, see this is perfect. We're sort of lily padding each punchline to the next punchline to the next punchline, but we're letting these small laughs ripple out instead of just rapid fire Gatling gun it. I think this is this very good delivery of these this multiple punchline.
I'm having a party. I have friends, and they're all at this table. Trader Joe's also has the flag waving.
Yeah.
Right? Listen, I am not a pilot. To me,
That's a great one-liner. That's a great one-liner. I just like that. Personally, it's so hard to do one-liners because how do I get so much cleverness in just 6 or 7 words? But I think it's a natural one-liner. It's just like a very natural, real thing to say, and it's like clever. I like it a lot.
means touchdown.
Yes.
Means don't step it now. And means the end of an 11 o'clock number of a community theater production of Jekyll and Hyde that your friend booked. Okay? But there are
more of an
Just
inside
like a little niche joke.
You can hear your friend in the audience who really related to you just clapping the whole time.
A lot of things about Trader Joe's that I adore. Cauliflower pizza crust. Alright? Damn delicious. Sounds like trash. Okay? Zucchini angel hair pasta. Mochi rice nuggets. Chickenless orange morsels. Apple pie cheddar cheese and partially popped popcorn. Except one of those is not real and now it's your job.
I could have paused a little more before finishing the line for the laugh.
Definitely like the slight change in but we're sort of performing outward with like, these are the items, these are the items, these items. Except now, it's sort of the change of voice, I think, really helped this joke land.
Apple pie cheddar cheese and partially popped popcorn. Except one of those is not real and now it's your job. Let that marinate.
Ooh, I don't think we wrote that, right? I think that was ad-lib, let that marinate.
I think so.
And I love this little stage picture we happened to pause on. So sassy.
Then Trader Joe's has the bell. Right? When the line is completely gone, they ring the bell. And I feel like we're all celebrating together, even though I know that I did not aid in that. Okay? I was in fact a member of the Shoreline Resistance. I had too many items, multiple coupons, and I paid by check. What's a check? How old is she?
Oh yeah, great stringing punchlines along.
I had too many items, multiple coupons, and I paid by check.
I'm actually really surprised I haven't done another laughter party because I had so much fun doing this.
This is one of the strongest sets like we've analyzed for laughter so far, as far as the metrics are concerned. So you should definitely be proud of that.
Working with you was extremely helpful, and you are insanely good at what you do, in my opinion.
Even that.
Stop.
And then I maybe helped structure it in sort of a way that would behoove you more, but it's not like I force-fed you like, oh, we should talk about grocery stores.
No, I was definitely me who wanted to talk about grocery stores. I still do have all of these thoughts whenever I'm in a Whole Foods or a Trader Joe's, and it always makes me laugh.
Then, my friends, we are left with the self-checkout. Who here likes self-checkout? Yes, people are great, but if I could not talk to one, that option, please. I love self-checkout because even as
I love the delivery of that punchline because it both lands and it's an unexpected musicality.
that option, please.
I think that I have always been a very musical person. I have always been told that I have a very musical laugh. I have a very musical cadence to the things that I say. So I kind of view a lot of things I do as a song or a dance. So thinking of a stand-up set as a song, including, the ebbs and flows and the way it all works together, but also the little moments that you can bring in with your tonality, I think is really special and very helpful.
I think this might be the best 2 minutes we've looked at so far. We have about 32 laughs in 2 minutes, which is about one every 4 seconds, and the audience has almost reacted about 50% of the time, which is really high. 80 seconds left, let's see what happens.
If something goes awry, you can just restart the transaction. You can't do that in real life, right? I wish you could. I wish you could restart bad dates.
We've boiled down our premises really well. It's like 9 words, 10 words, and then we're ready to go into a very more performative, like reaping the jokes instead of setting up the joke section. Like,
Wish you could restart bad dates. All right, once again, stick with me. So what's your favorite literary work? American Psycho. Oh, that's problematic. Your Zanga I found online from 2002. Oh, that was a deep cut. Dianetics. Oh, no one like that.
that's good. No one could have expected that, but I like that instead of plowing through, like the audience heard it, we know that you heard it, let's just acknowledge it, let's do a funny reaction that is also as part of the bit. I feel like that was a real great, like rolling with the punches.
And I brought you a copy. Let's ascend the bridge together. No. Although I would definitely have a couple follow-up questions for that one. Right? Also, at self-checkout, all the rules are programmed in. that as a rule follower, right? Also, not like real life, right? Someone.
For some reason, I don't know why, but the audience has like abandoned you in these few sentences. But you're very natural. You haven't swung really hard for a laugh that you haven't gotten. You're just like, this right? All right. It feels it doesn't feel like, oh, she's performing for me. Like, oh no, she's just setting up the next idea. It feels very natural.
Wears white pants after Labor Day. No rules. What do you do? All right. You know, yeah.
Yeah, even then, like the audience like didn't even respond. But once again, we just like rolled with the punches. We made it okay that they didn't say anything back, and we reacted to it, and it still got a laugh.
Farts on the elevator. No rules. What do you do? I don't know what he's doing, but he wouldn't know. All right, someone runs out of jokes. What do you do? I'm Stacy, and that's my time.
Woo, that's Stacy. That's her time.
I don't think the last 8 seconds went as well as the rest of the set. But I still feel okay about it.
It's like 25% audience reaction. So if we were going to tighten the set and we'd probably keep the middle and try to either redo or like rephrase the beginning and the end. We're looking at the things we've talked about in the set. What would you tell other comedians to do?
I would tell them to not bulldoze their laughs, not be afraid of their self and their energy and what they need to do to set them up for a good set, i.e. taking the time in the beginning to really, get it together.
I think you were super grounded the whole time, and it really showed, and it really helped.
I think that I let fear get in the way for a really long time and then get back in the way. So my advice would be to just do it. You will most likely have a blast, because I did. But you don't have to do it again. But what's wrong with trying something new?
Your do is it.
Just do it.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
The colors, the numbers, the drama. Damn delicious. Sounds like trash. What do? What do you do? It's a little higher. Cauliflower pizza crust. Apple pie, cheddar cheese, partially popped popcorn. What do? What do you do?